Hello friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 11 mistakes that most expats make. Now, when I say most, in just talking to other expats, this is like a list of things all brought together that there were mistakes and things they look back to and would have done differently. So what I'm going to share with you is that it's a number of a lot of other folks that have shared what in fact that they made a mistake on this or that. So I'm going to share that with you. So number one, in regards to making sure they're getting their planning documents. In other words, they need to make sure to get their visas. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to wait to get to here to get your visa. It needs to start in the States. Now, some have said that what they would have done is instead of getting just a tourist visa, they went ahead and got a temporal visa, just like Barbara and I did. But there are those that said they wish they would have gone ahead and just gotten a tourist visa so they can kind of get an area of the outlay of the land and where they in fact would like to end up either moving to, long rental, buying, whatever that may be. So that, and also the bañecito, which is the deposit that you make for bringing a vehicle across the border if in fact that you're going to be doing that. Now here's another one. It's cheaper to have dental work done here in Lake Chapala than it is in the States. Now, I just recently put a video out about a visit that we made to the States, and I had a dental visit, but the dental visit didn't cost me anything. So it wasn't like, I was outdoing myself, and why do I want to pay a lot more for a dental visit anyway? So I was able to do that, but it's definitely a lot cheaper to have dental work done here in Mexico than it is to have it done in the States. The same way is also cheaper to get medications that you would normally buy in the States. They're cheaper here. Just one medication I'm going to share with you is at $1,200. It's a controlled substance. It's $1,200, takes a prescription. But here in Mexico, it's like $96. So it's a whole lot less to purchase medication and such here in Mexico. Another thing is really taking the time to learn some Spanish. When you get here, the language is a barrier. And I find even myself, although we have the Google Translate, it's a good idea to understand some of the Spanish that you can somewhat communicate with somebody, because we are in Mexico. So this is their country. We come as visitors. We need to make sure that we learn their language, not expecting them to know ours. So another tip for you there. Now, there are those that said they should have started selling things sooner. Now, I did a video and another video come out in regards to having a garage sale if you're looking at moving to Mexico. I go through the different steps and things to help you do that. But some are saying that they would have started sooner of selling all the household items. Now, I shared in this video how to actually have one weekend's garage sale and sell everything. And that's a video you can look at that I had actually had done. But when you're coming here, depending on how much things you got, is it a large house, it's a small house, it's just an apartment, just depending on you in regards to the amount of things you have to get rid of. But it's something that's come up time after time of they should have started earlier trying to get things sold. Here's another big one, and that is we get used to items in the States. It can be all kinds of things. It can be food. It could be the types of eyeglasses. It could be, a lot of things that they're going to be different here. And just like for us, there's different kinds of foods that you don't, there's no chunky peanut butter here. Everything here is creamy. I like chunky, or, it's not extra chunky. So in this last trip, we brought some down. So what you want to find out is if you got something or vitamins or things that you take or do, you want to make sure to check and see if they're available here in Lake Chapala, because they might not be. So it might be something you need to make sure that you kind of get a good resource of, so you can bring a bunch of them down with you. That way you've got it with you. So that's another thing in regards to making sure there's something you really need to take, or it's important to you, or a certain type of a drink or something, just to make sure, find out if it's here. If it isn't, bring a lot of it down when you come down. Again, as I mentioned earlier, some are saying that they wouldn't have taken residency and they should have done it as a tourist visa as compared to a temporal or a permanente. Now, it goes back and forth to individuals I've talked to about this, but there are some that said, hey, we're glad we did our temporal or our permanente. We didn't need anything else. We knew when we came, this is where we wanted to be. And so that is one of the scenarios that comes up. So there's two different ways of going, but both of them or all three of them need to start in the States at your local Mexican consulate. Some have said this, that they should have moved. They didn't move soon enough, that they should have moved here sooner than what they did. And there's all kinds of different reasons for that. Some might be they like to get here in the cooler, a little bit cooler months, or they like it to be warmer, or they like it to, the temper that they have here in regards to what the temperature is that they didn't move soon enough. Something for you to think about. If that's something you're thinking of, well, should I make the move, or what? Are we going to make a decision on something else? That's something you'll want to make sure that you think of to work through. Here's another one. Not comparing apples to apples or oranges to oranges. In other words, if you're coming down here and you're looking at renting a place, well, you've got to make sure and be thorough in regards to what is all included with that place. Now, I mentioned earlier also in another video that we are renting a place that was already fully furnished. So, but it's not everybody gets that opportunity. And everything's also, all utilities are included. So when you're going to move, you want to make sure that you're comparing the correct things to each other, whether it's utilities, whether it's food, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's eating out at restaurants. What you want to make sure is you're making the correct comparisons. And if you've been to other places in Mexico, other cities or towns, you want to make sure to compare the right things together. If you have found another place to live to that's away from Lake Chapala and you're looking at moving here, you just want to make sure to compare the correct things together. That way it's not apples and oranges, but it's apples and apples. Another is, some have been concerned and live in certain parts of the town that have been concerned about power outages. Yes, there's times when it happens. I know we had a storm here. It was a rainstorm one time, and the power went out, but it wasn't like it was hours. It was just minutes. So for us personally, that hasn't been a big issue, but to some, that is. So one other thing for you to know, that some have made the mistake of moving into a place that really isn't wired really well, or it's in an older part of town. That also goes into internet speed. A lot of folks will say and complain about the internet speed being slow here. Well, there are several different companies that do the internet. We're grateful enough that we actually have fiber optics, so we have fast internet speed. The main company here is called Telcel, and what they do is they offer the internet. So what you might want to do is, if you're looking to move in somewhere, you want to make sure to have that manager, the realtor, whoever it might be, check the internet speed, and you can do it from speedtest.net. And then what they can do is they can do it on their cell phone or on their tablet, wherever it may be, and they can actually take a screenshot of that, send it back to you to let you know this is how fast the internet speed is here at this apartment or condo or house. Something really important, if that's important to you, if you're working from home and whatever might be the case, that's something you might want to really check into and have somebody with here that or a place that you're moving to run the internet speed just to see what it's like here. Another thing, the bureaucracy here really goes slow. It's Mexico. And so if you're working on your visa here or your driver's license or registration, whatever it may be, it's a good idea to have a service that can actually represent as an agent for you to doing these things, whether it is to finish up your visa or if it has something to do with your car or whatever it may be. It's a good idea to have a service that can actually help with making sure that because the communication gap might be there, that they're there to offer that service because they speak English, they speak Spanish, and it's a great, it's a great foot in the, a hand in a glove, basically, really works out well that way. Well, I hope these 11 items has done something for you in regards to kind of giving you some idea of things that others have made as mistakes, where you can look at it and says, well, that wouldn't be really a mistake for me. That might have been for somebody else, but it's not for me. That's great. I just wanted you to know some things that, we've been here now 6 months. And in those 6 months, I'm sorry, we haven't been here for 6 months. We've been here for 4 months. The 4 months we've been here, you start to learn more and more and more being here of different things and how things work and how they go together and all of this. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss out being a part of a great community. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up. There'll be other folks looking for great videos about moving to Lake Chapala. You can also comment. Place a comment. We'd love to interact with you and communicate with you, and we thank you for doing that if you have been a communicator in the past. And also make sure that you hit the bell. What that'll do, that'll immediately notify you that there's a new video that's come out that you'll want to make sure and watch. As always, thank you for being a part of this video. And for now, have an awesome day. We'll see you on the next video.